Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of House of Bugz. Today, if you can't already tell, I'll be spookifying myself into Miss Argentina from Beetlejuice. I have always wanted to do a makeup look on Miss Argentina, but the thought of it always seemed very stressful considering she's in like head to toe body paint, a little bit of special effects, full-blown makeup, all that jazz. But I ended up making this costume out of wrapping paper, literally. I got this in a PR box and I thought it would work perfectly for this look. And then I got this sash off Amazon, I believe. You could probably just write Miss Argentina yourself on it. I was being lazy. This wig is from Annabelle's Wigs, and then the special effects you can get online. I will link everything that I use in the description down below per usual. I did include a trigger warning in this video because it is a self-harm trigger warning. So if you are triggered by that and you don't like blood and gore, then I highly suggest you do not watch this video. I don't want anyone feeling uncomfortable at all. I just want to show anyone who's interested in learning how to do this makeup look how to do it. So with all that being said, if you are not affected by blood and gore or Miss Argentina's little accident and you want to learn how to spookify into her, then just keep on watching. So first things first, I'll be using Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. This is a very hydrating primer, which is exactly what I need before applying a bunch of paints to my face. I have to apply this on my hands and arms as well, but that will be later in the tutorial. For the paint, I'll be using Mehron's Paradise Aqua paints. They smell like coconut to my surprise. I'm imagining that's why they named it Paradise paints. I'm just gonna spray that down with a bit of water and start applying that with a flat top foundation brush to my face, neck, and partially my chest. I'll also be using this paint as a base for my eyeshadow, so I'm just going to apply it with the brush and smooth out any lines with a little triangle sponge. We're going to move on to brows, and I'll be using Colourpop's Best in Brows kit. I'll be taking the Precision Brow Pencil in black and brown and then topping it off with their clear brow gel. Obviously, I could not do a Beetlejuice character without using the Handbook for the Recently Deceased palette from Hot Topic. I'll be taking the shades Bioexorcist and Miss Argentina for this look. First, I'll be taking the shade Bioexorcist on my favorite blending brush from Frivolous Cosmetics. This is the ME3 brush, and I'll just be applying that to my crease and my lower lash line. Then I'll be taking a clean, fluffier blending brush and just blending that down to my cheeks and up towards my brow bone. Miss Argentina has a super blown out, smoky, glam eyeshadow look going on, so that is what we are going for. Then I'll be taking the shade Miss Argentina on this flat top brush. I believe it's from Morphe, but it's really old. I don't remember the name of it. And I'll be spraying it down with a little bit of water just to illuminate the shimmer a bit more and just applying that straight to my lid. Next up for liner, I'll be taking the Fenty Beauty Flyliner. This has replaced all other eyeliners. I absolutely love this eyeliner. It cut down my wing time to 5 minutes. Usually it would take me hours to do a perfect wing, but with this liner, it just happens magically. I don't know what it is about it, but it is my favorite. I highly suggest you try this if you've been struggling to find a good liquid eyeliner. I'll be applying these lashes from House of Lashes. They're the style Midnight Luxe. I've been obsessed with them lately. They are their newest and thickest style to date, and they're so fluffy and cute. And then I'll be adding some black liner to my waterline. This is another new favorite that I can't live without. It's the Milk Makeup Gel Eyeliner. I'll be taking the shade Bioexorcist from the Handbook for the Recently Deceased palette once again to shade up my face. I'm going to be contouring my nose, my cheeks, and my chin because Miss Argentina is pretty snatched. For highlight, I'll be using Wet n Wild's limited edition MegaGlo highlighting powder in the shade Halo Walkers. Now for Miss Argentina's iconic lips. I never thought I would use this lipstick shade. When I got it in the mail recently, I was like, what will I ever use this bright of a pink for? But it ended up coming in handy for this look. This is Blackmoon Cosmetics in the shade Nightmare. Be mindful that this liquid lipstick is impossible to get off. And as you can see, they are extremely opaque. The camera isn't quite picking this up, but this shade is literally neon. Now we're just gonna finish up painting the rest of my chest, arms, and hands. And the special effects part is coming up, so if you are squeamish to blood and gore, then feel free to skip ahead or stop watching the tutorial now. So for the cuts on her wrist, I'll be using Ben Nye's liquid latex. This is my favorite brand of liquid latex, and you can buy this jumbo bottle for fairly cheap, and it lasts a very long time and works really well. It doesn't smell anywhere nearly as bad as the ones you get from costume stores. So I'm just going to take a wooden popsicle stick and apply the liquid latex straight across my wrist. You can create the cut while it's still wet, so it'll dry out with the shape there. I waited until it dried down, and then I created the cut after it dried, just so it could look like it had some rough patches of skin peeling off of it. If you have a blow dryer, this will help speed up the drying process because this does take quite a bit of time to dry down. So with that popsicle stick, as you can see, I'm just taking the thin side and slicing in the middle of the liquid latex application. Now to make it look more real, I'll be painting over it with the blue paint. And since this is her skin color, I'm going to be adding the Bio Exorcist as the shading around the cuts. And then lastly, for the gory part, I'll be adding Mayron's Stage Blood to the wrist cuts. This is a very gel-like texture. It doesn't really dry down, but it looks really gooey and dark like real blood, which is why I love it. Not necessarily ideal for parties. If you are going to wear this look out, it does transfer very easily.
Is this what happens when you die?
This is what happens when you die. That is what happens when he dies. And that is what happens when they die. It's all very personal. And I'll tell you something. If I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have had my little accident.